Our area is full of trailblazers, and we start with one of them, Vivian Donaldson Hewitt. A college job molded her destiny right into the history books, but there is so much more to the woman who was honored by the late Queen Elizabeth. Vivian Ann Donaldson Hewitt had a library card as soon as she could print her name. She loved books and the worlds that a library could open up to her. It was through books that she discovered a passion, a profession, and a purpose that seemed to have no limits.
Her love of reading and her love of the world and her love of learning. She was always willing to teach and to share, just share all of her knowledge and just do it with a passion for life.
A full life shared with others, where she became friends with notable artists, from painters to one very famous playwright.
She would tell the story that she remembers giving August Wilson his first library card when he was a little one.
She gave August Wilson his first library card?
Yes. And then they became good friends.
Hewitt graduated from Geneva College in 1943 and then attended the Carnegie Library School at the Carnegie Institute of Technology, now Carnegie Mellon University. It was during the war, women entering a field, library services, that had been dominated by men.
There were allies, right, that advocated for each other. So she was the only African American in her class. There were 2 Jewish women in her class.
Right.
And then one other one other Anglo woman in her class. And so they looked out for each other and were kind of a team and practiced advocacy and solidarity with each other. And so it was really a fascinating story of her experience at Carnegie Institute of Technology at that time.
Hewitt was the first Black librarian in Pittsburgh, working at the Carnegie Library's Wiley Avenue and Homewood branches. To understand the context of this, it made libraries and learning more accessible to Pittsburgh's Black population. And she worked on expanding the diversity of the library's collection.
Having someone who was embedded in the community, who worked at Wiley Avenue Library at that time, lived in Homewood and then worked at the Homewood branch, was really important for folks to be able to see themselves when they walked into the library, to know they were welcome in those spaces. There's a phrase that's used among African Americans in reference to libraries in terms of mirrors, windows, and sliding doors. And it's important for all of us to be able to see ourselves, to see others and learn about others, and then to learn about worlds that we don't know about.
Even as Hewitt helped expand the world to others, she expanded her own horizons, moving to Atlanta, where she met John Hewitt, a professor at Morehouse University.
They were 90-day wonders. They were engaged and married in 90 days.
A love story that lasted 50 years.
Teenie Harris was their wedding photographer.
Really? I was going to ask, did they know him personally? So
Yes,
I'm guessing the answer is yes.
So this still says Harris Studio on the back. These are originals.
The couple moved to New York City, where she worked as the librarian for the Rockefeller Foundation and the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. And in 1978, she became the first Black president of the Special Libraries Association, a global nonprofit. And together they began traveling the world collecting art.
They also were really large, big travelers. And when they went to Haiti and just getting engrossed in the culture and meeting the artists, so it was how they punctuated their lives. Like, they'll bring back a piece and they're like, we did this trip and we came back with this piece and we chose this piece over getting the dress or the other souvenir. So it just was really how they told their story and how they traveled. And then again, meeting the artists and developing that friendship, that was really what made it really special to them.
Over the years, they became friends with the most famous African-American artists of their time, including Romare Bearden, whose art has been on display in some of the world's top museums, including the New York Met. His art also hung in the Hewitt's home.
They called their artwork their children because that's what it felt like. It's not home without the art on the walls.
The collection was so massive that 58 pieces were acquired by Bank of America to be displayed at the Harvey E. Gantz Center for African American Arts and Culture in Charlotte, North Carolina. Other pieces are on display at Hewitt's alma mater, Geneva College.
We're privileged to have some of her work here because it's in astonishing places around the world and part of major art collections and that sort of thing.
Hewitt has been recognized with a number of awards from her alma maters, inducted into the Library Association's Hall of Fame, has a Carnegie Library Initiative Distinguished Lecture Series named in her honor. But perhaps her greatest accolade came in 2016 when she was bestowed the title of Dame by Queen Elizabeth II.
As far as I know, she is the only Geneva alum who has been knighted by the Queen of England, and that really reflects a long and fruitful life.
Vivian Hewitt lived to 102 years old, passing away in May of 2022. Her secret to a long life?
One of the keys is to have friends younger than you and to read every day.
Books that shaped her world, books that opened doors, and the storybook of her own life, a story of culture, art, and learning. What a remarkable woman. Now, Vivian's artwork is on display for anyone to see at the library at Geneva and in Charlotte, North Carolina.